What's up, party people? Wow, wow, wow. What's going on, yo? Listen, I'm gonna do a little episode of From the Stacks. So, you're gonna see some books. All right, we're gonna do a little episode of From the Stack. So I'm gonna go through my my Barney bag, and I'm gonna just grab hold of a number of books that are somewhere in the library here. I bought them at some point, or they were gifted to me, or or a little book fairy, dropped them off. Basically, I got them, and I thought to myself, I'll read that, and then I haven't, but maybe one day. Okay. So anyway, I'm just going to show you a bunch of books that are in my stack, in my pile. Maybe there's something that'll stand out to you, and you're like, Chris, you got to read that, and I'll be like, okay, and I'll put it on my TBR, MBR, Paper Maber. It wouldn't be a Paper Maber because it wouldn't probably already be read, but you get the point. All right. So I just went somewhere, and apparently nobody else came with me. So here we go. Here's the first book in the stacks. I don't know anything about this, but Sherwood Smith. It's coming out on a DAW book. DAW. DAW. What's up, dog? I think that's what that's for. I think they call it dog because it's like, yo, dog. That's not right. This is the concluding volume of INDA, I-N-D-A. So obviously, Trees and Shore is not going to be a starter point for me. But maybe you've read Sherwood Smith before. Maybe you're familiar. Maybe you've read this. Let me know what you think. This is in my pile. It's something that I'm curious about. I wonder. It's certainly got some substance. It's a heavy eater. The word count is extra large. So that's one book. That's in my little stacky poo. I do have a soft spot in my heart for the next author. I will say this, that he definitely is putting out a book probably, every couple weeks. This guy knows how to crank them out. I'm not going to say that he's on par with some of my favorites, but every time I've read this guy's books, they've been satisfying. And I'm talking about Dean Koontz. Now, this is an older book, The Voice of the Night. You remember that song, What Does the Fox Say? Which, by the way, we've had fox on our property, and I can tell you what they say. It sounds like someone's being murdered in the backyard. That's what the fox says. But The Voice of the Night, what does the night say? Crickets. There's no answer. Okay, so, anyhoozle, Dean Koontz, look at that. He's rocking the stash, yo. This is a young Dean Koontz. Well, I've read some of Dean Koontz, and I've not read this one yet, but he does know how to mess with your head a little bit. He can make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, and for some people, a little freak out. Now, I will say this. I have a video that I had put up, the couple books that scared the hell out of me. Well, it was Stephen Koontz, and no, it was Stephen King. And who the flip is Stephen Koontz? Anyway, so look, long story short, the two authors that I said that kind of made me feel a little bit uncomfortable, the one author that I said made me feel uncomfortable was of course Stephen King, and it was It and The Shining. But I have to say, there are two other authors that can sometimes make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I'm going to pretend I'm not afraid, but maybe I am a little bit. And that would be Dean Koontz, and then Daniel Barnett's got some stuff going on with that Nightmare Land that is just like, what? So, anyway, I don't know if you've read Dean Koontz. I've read a lot of his book. I love the Odd Thomas series. I think that's fantastic. And he's got these little single kind of one-offs that are up on Kindle Unlimited, and that's, I think, the Nameless series. So those are fast, easy to read, and a little bit enjoyable. Certainly not substantial. I do like Dean Koontz, and actually, I was thinking I probably do need to get a little bit more involved in Mr. Koontz. Here's a little funny story that nobody will care about, but that's what you're here for. Chris, tell me something we don't care about. Okay, so long story short, let's go on. My gosh, Chris, stay on target. Stay on target. Here's another book from the stacks. Now, this is Kim Stanley Robinson. I don't know, actually, if either of these two books are together in this series, but, 2312, well, We got a ways till that shows up. But, the ministry for the future. Okay, I don't know. I've never read Kim Stanley Robinson. Maybe you have. What do you think of these books? What do you think of Kim Stanley? Kim Stanley. If you look on the back there, she's somebody's like in a tube going into the sky. Look, maybe it's good. I don't know. It's from my stacks. It's there. Maybe I get to it. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Do you know what I noticed in previous videos? There have been times when I've lifted up the book to show you, and then the lighting gets all goofed out. But I think at this point you've come to expect. That. This is certainly not top tier. Kind of is not top shelf awesomeness. We're gonna get reachable. This is the reachable BookTube channel. Like most of you should be able to look at this and say, hell yeah, I could do that. That he stinks. He sucks. I could do that better. And that means that I'm doing it right. In other words, I'm doing this for you. This channel is for you. Not only for you to enjoy all the content, but to be like, if he can do it, I can do it. And the answer is, not only can you do it, you could do it better. Right? Okay. Here's another one. I've never read Ann Tyler. This is kind of cool. I picked this up the other day. It was a signed copy. You know how I know that? It said signed copy. What? Oh my. Look at, there's the light. The light. It's shining upon me. Hello. It's story time. And I don't know what. There's a signature. I think a number of countries just collided in my vocabulary there, in my accent. Okay, sorry about that, Australia. It happened. Okay, so let's see. We got another one here. Here's another one from the stacks. This kind of is, I like this kind of stuff a little bit. It's A Land Remembered. Here are 3 generations of the maybe that's an I. Maccabee. There's 3 generations of this particular family, not McDonald's. From dirt poor crackers to wealthy real estate tycoons. What the hell? I did not make that up. He says dirt poor crackers. A Land Remembered. I'm going to tell you something right now. This is definitely not on my immediate TBR pile. Pineapple Press out of Sarasota, Florida. Fun fact, I went to high school for a while in Bradenton, Florida. So you're welcome. I'm glad I could share that with you. Okay, look, here's a familiar name. I've not read this yet. The author of Bird Box, Josh Malerman. See, the author of Bird Box. They wouldn't put that on the book if it wasn't true, right? So any hoozle, this book I know nothing about. Del Rey puts that out. And here's what we do know. The trees are not healthy there, okay? And that's some weird, crazy tower in the middle of nowhere. I expect the Gandalf is captured on the top of that. Inspection. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, it's creepy looking. I will say that. For Allison, the artist, the athlete, the model, the masks, the spirit I seek when I reach for the flask. No boy had ever failed an inspection. Oh, that started out a little bit differently than I expected. I thought it was like, you do not pass our health codes. Ann Quinlan. I don't know anything about Ann. I've never read, because it's not Ann, it's Anna. Son of a. I've never read Anna. I don't even know if this is where I would start, because this kind of looks, there's a lot of flowers on it. That's all I'm going to say. Rebecca Winter is a photographer whose work made her an unlikely heroine for many women. What? Now, with her career descending and her finances shaky, I can relate. She has fled the city for the middle of nowhere, which, by the way, is actually where I live, in the middle of nowhere. And there she discovers, in a tree stand with a roofer named Jim Bates, that what she sees through a camera lens is not all there is to the world. What? I don't mean to make fun of it. It probably would actually be pretty good. So what? Did she just crawl up into a tree stand where the guy's hunting? What? I don't get it. I might check that out later. Maybe you've read it. Anna Quinlan. What do you think? Do you like her? 3 left. You're like, please let this end. Okay, whatever. This is from the stacks. Okay, it's here. It's in the library. The library. Picked this up just the other day. I don't even know why I bought this because it's so freaking weird. But I will say that I'm pretty sure it's signed by the author. Here's what it's called. Great Apes, Will Self. That seems like a fake name. Maybe it's real. Will Self. But, and then here's what makes this weird. It's signed, okay? But that does not look like a will or a self. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what? Who is Will Self? Okay. Well, I certainly applaud his hair. Let me just say that. You know. I'm a big fan of hair. It's crazy. Will Self is the author of Crack and Bold, Quantity Theory of Insanity, and My Idea of Fun and Grey Area. He lives in London. Oh, so he lives in London. I'm sorry about that. Great Apes. I don't know how to say. It seems to me like this is the missing link. Okay. What? To live. I haven't read this one yet. Beyond That, The Sea. So kind of cool. Laura Spencer Ash. The reason this is kind of cool is I think this was an ARC sent to me. So I'm excited about checking that out. This is coming out March 21st, 2023. So in a few months, this is going to hit the stands. I got to check this out. Celadon Books. Celadon, forgive me. Oh, I should probably learn how to say that right. This could be up my alley. I think when I interacted with somebody there, she thought maybe you'll like this. So we're going to give this a go, okay? So I'll let you know. So this will be on a TBR pile. This one I did actually kind of enjoy. I started this out, and it's called Locust Lane. This comes out in January, I believe. Celadon Books, and this is by Stephen Abaddon. This was pretty cool. I started this, and I'm enjoying this, and this is out in January. So this is like what I felt like was this is kind of like a Sherry Lapina type of book that has got this awesome mystery. It's kind of like reminds me a little bit of Harlan Coben. That kind of idea. We have all these kind of varying things that are happening, and then, it's going to collide and culminate together. And it just starts out with a little bit of a mess, some odd, quirky things, and I liked it. I was kind of immediately drawn in. So, anyhow, I'm kind of excited about those two books, and especially that Locust Lane. Last but not least, I want to always, give you just a little bit more if you want. But this is by Elizabeth Berg, Open House. I don't know anything about this book either. This was just on my, in my stacks, and if Oprah likes it, then I'm probably gonna like it because Oprah. Shoot, she legit. Sometimes I look at the backs of these and I think to myself, maybe they are not for me. And then I read a little bit. I'm like, okay, smart, funny, and satisfying. Well, immediately, who doesn't want to read something smart, funny, and satisfying? Bringing up a child on your own, dating again, building a new life are all familiar themes in separation and divorce. But that doesn't mean Sam is prepared for any of them. This probably will not resonate with me. Anyway, what are you reading? I'm all right. What are you reading? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for checking out The Insanity from the Stacks. I'm going to hustle this sucker along in the future. I got this figured out. I'm going to get this figured out. I'm closing in on it. I'm not closing in on my lighting because I do not know what's going on. Zooba-dooba-doo. My lighting sucks for you. Okay, so anyway, my lighting sucks. But the point is that this is the reachable channel. It's like, I can do that. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You probably know what to do way better than I know what to do. But the truth is, I love this stuff. And I hope you do too.